Canada's uranium power deposits, production reactors and global influence. Canada is very rich in uranium. World's second largest deposit are found in Canada. God has been very kind for Canada and Canadians. I will cover this subject in almost 14 headings so that you understand the uranium deposits in Canada very comprehensively. So, in my introduction, I say that Canada is quite a superpower. When Canadians speak about energy strength, we usually mention oil sands, hydropower, or natural gas. But there is another resource beneath our soil that gives Canada extraordinary global importance: uranium. Canada is consistently among the top 2 or 3 uranium producing countries in the world. We hold some of the richest uranium deposits ever discovered. More importantly, we are one of the very few nations that mine uranium, process it, use it in our own reactors, design reactor technology, manufacture fuel bundles, and export uranium across the globe. That makes Canada not just a supplier of raw material, but a complete civilian nuclear power nation. Today, let us understand where our uranium lies, how much we have, what we do with it, how much we export to the United States and other countries, and why this mineral is strategically important for Canada's future. Where are Canada's uranium deposits? The overwhelming majority of Canadian uranium lies in northern Saskatchewan, in a geological region called the Athabasca Basin. This basin is globally famous because it contains the highest grade uranium ore in the world. Two of the most important mines are McArthur River's Cigar Lake. These deposits are extraordinary. In many countries, uranium ore contains 0.1 to 0.3% uranium. In the Athabasca Basin, ore grades can reach 15 to 20% uranium. That means Canadian ore can be nearly 100 times richer than global averages. Other smaller or historic uranium areas exist in northern Ontario, parts of Quebec, Nunavut, and Newfoundland, Labrador, but Saskatchewan dominates national production. Geologically, these deposits are called unconformity type deposits. They formed where two different rock layers met over geological time, allowing uranium to concentrate in exceptionally rich zones. This geological blessing is what gives Canada a major competitive advantage. In what form does uranium exist? Uranium occurs naturally in minerals such as uraninite, also known as pitchblende. After mining, the ore is crushed, ground, and chemically processed. The final product of this stage is uranium concentrate, commonly called yellow cake, chemically known as U3O3. Yellow cake is not yet reactor fuel, it is a concentrated intermediate product. Further conversion and sometimes enrichment are required before it becomes usable fuel in many types of reactors. How much uranium does Canada have? Canada holds roughly 10% of the world's known recoverable uranium reserves. Estimates place economically recoverable reserves at over 500,000 tons. Annual production varies depending on global demand and market prices. In recent years, Canada has produced between 7,000 and 15,000 tons per year, placing us consistently among the top global producers, usually alongside Kazakhstan and Australia. The leading Canadian uranium company is Cameco, headquartered in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, it is one of the largest uranium suppliers in the world and a major contributor to Canada's mining economy. Do we just export it or do we use it? Canada does both. We use a portion domestically in our nuclear power plants and export the rest. Canada operates 19 commercial nuclear reactors, primarily in Ontario at Bruce Darlington and Pickering generating stations. These reactors provide about 15% of Canada's total electricity and more than 50% of Ontario's electricity. Canada's reactors are based on CANDU technology. Canada Deuterium Uranium. This is extremely important. CANDU reactors use natural uranium. They do not require enrichment. This gives Canada a unique strategic advantage because enrichment is a sensitive and expensive technology controlled by only a few countries. Canada consumes approximately 2,000 to 2,500 tons of uranium annually for domestic electricity production. The remainder of production is exported. Do we enrich uranium in Canada? Canada does not currently operate large-scale uranium enrichment facilities. For reactors that require enriched uranium, conversion and enrichment are typically done in allied countries such as the United States or France. However, because CANDU reactors use natural uranium, Canada remains largely independent for domestic nuclear fuel requirements. We also manufacture nuclear fuel bundles domestically. Fuel pellets are fabricated, assembled into fuel rods, and then formed into CANDU fuel bundles. These fuel bundles are used both in Canada and in other countries operating CANDU reactors such as Romania, South Korea, China, and India under international safeguards. How much do we export to the United States? The United States operates more than 90 nuclear reactors and is the largest producer of nuclear electricity in the world. However, the United States imports the majority of its uranium. Canada typically supplies between 15 and 25% of US uranium imports depending on the year. With geopolitical tensions affecting supplies from Russia and other regions, Canada's importance to American nuclear energy security has grown significantly. In simple terms, American nuclear power plants depend substantially on Canadian uranium. Where else do we export? Canada exports uranium to United States, European Union countries, Japan, South Korea, China, India, United Kingdom. All exports are governed by strict non-proliferation agreements and monitored under International Atomic Energy Agency safeguards. Canada exports uranium only for peaceful civilian energy purposes. Economic impact. The Canadian nuclear industry supports over 75,000 direct and indirect jobs. It contributes billions of dollars annually to Canada's GDP. Uranium mining alone provides high-income employment in northern Saskatchewan and supports local and indigenous communities. Companies involved include uranium mining firms, nuclear plant operators, engineering firms, fuel fabrication facilities, and research institutions. Strategic significance. Uranium today is not just a mineral. It is a clean baseload energy source, a climate transition fuel, a strategic geopolitical asset, a foundation for small modular reactors. As the world pushes toward carbon neutrality, nuclear power is regaining attention because it produces reliable electricity with near zero greenhouse gas emissions. Canada's uranium reserves position us as a trusted supplier in this transition. Very few countries combine high-grade reserves, mining capability, fuel fabrication reactor technology, strong regulatory oversight. Canada does. Are we fully self-sufficient? We are self-sufficient in mining, milling, natural uranium fuel use, fuel bundle fabrication, reactor technology. We are not fully self-sufficient in large-scale uranium enrichment. That remains a policy discussion for the future. Conclusion: Canada is a uranium superpower. We mine some of the richest ore on Earth. We use it to generate clean electricity. We export it to major global economies. We manufacture fuel bundles. We design and operate advanced reactor systems. As global demand for nuclear energy rises, Canada's uranium will become even more valuable economically and strategically. This is not just a mining story. It is a story of national strength, technological capa,